And today we're going to do some tags because I found this oldish video. I think it's back from May, and I'm pretty sure, almost positive, let's say I am, that it was for a tag swap. Hey y'all, APG Jamie here. Let's do some pretty tags because holy cow, when I looked at the pictures of these, I thought, oh, I love those. Why didn't I keep them and make another set for whoever I swapped it with? Okay. Yeah. You know, it goes like that sometimes. Any hoodles. We're using some old book pages. And I mean old. Okay? It's got English on one side and it's got Latin on the other. So sometimes it's English and sometimes it's Latin. Both of which I don't clearly speak. Well, I don't speak any Latin. Well, seize the day. Mano y mano. Oh, wait, that's probably Spanish, though. So, never mind. We're just tearing it out. They was just little book pages because they're little books, y'all. We're using some golden matte medium. That's what I use when I collage papers down. I do have my fan going, so if you should happen to hear kind of noise, it's the fan, y'all. It's warmish. Just saying. Just saying it's warm. And, you know, I like my 3 things, so a lot of times I stick with that. I don't know. It's just my number. Okay? Okay. I also feel a sneeze coming on because I just mowed the yard. Hang on, y'all. Oh, thank you. I'm so sorry. I guess I could have totally muted, but I figured covering the mic would be, you know, good enough. It's not catchy. I just mowed the yard. I'm telling you. Well, it's been a few minutes. I've sat down and chillaxed just a couple of minutes. Anyway... like I said, it was for a May swap. So whoever got them, gosh darn, I hope the post office delivered them. Because if not, they should be coming back to my mailbox anytime. Maybe sort of. Oh, now I'm going to snort. That's beautiful, isn't it? We love it when I snort and all that. So, we use Hiccup, y'all. Did you see it? Hiccup, y'all. Oh, maybe I didn't. I don't know. I wasn't looking. I was trying to get a Kleenex, a hanky. There's no hanky-panky, just a hanky. So I had these beautiful napkins. Y'all know I like the napkins. Okay? Just saying, because they are a weakness. And sometimes I actually use them, and this was one of those times. So again, we're using the matte medium. And I'm trying to put down a generous coat. And yes, I want it dry between the layers. That way I know the book page. Excuse me, now I'm going to lose my voice. That way I know the book pages are nice and secure down. Okay, and that's dry, and then we'll put our napkin on, and I put a pretty juicy layer of matte medium on the back because it's what I like to use. Then I lay the napkin on top, and I try to push out the air bubbles, but gotta be real careful because napkins are delicate, y'all. And when you're using napkins like this, you want to make sure you peel off all the layers from the back, otherwise it will separate. I don't care how much glue, paste, matte medium, or otherwise you put on there, it'll peel. Okay? Take off all them layers. And see how I'm patting it down. I put a pretty juicy layer back there and patting it down, and now I'm going over the top with a pretty juicy layer. Not a thick layer, just pretty juicy. And you don't want to play with it too much because your napkin will end up tearing. It really will. Now you can always come back and put a little more on top, okay? But once you got a tear in it, you got to fix the tear, and that's a little harder to do than you would think. You just have to find a piece of the napkin that matches, sort of, and you stick it on top. Or you plan on putting a word on top of it later, or otherwise some kind of image or something. Okay? Okay, so we're kind of going opposite. We got one on the corner over there, and one on the corner over here, and one all over. Okay? So they're the same, but they're different because they're different napkins and they're different book pages. Okay? We understand? I was waiting for your answer. Here you go, y'all. So we're going to trim off that excess. All right. And if I'm not mistaken, we're going to check the edges, make sure all the edges get stuck down really good. Because sometimes when you're collaging, and it doesn't matter with what kind of mediums, okay, the little corners won't necessarily secure down. Now, there's a scientific reason for that. It's because the corner is more exposed, has more airflow than the rest of the item, okay? Because the corner has typically two corners. They're both exposed to air, which means there's more air. So they dry quicker. Oh, we're not gluing down the corners yet, because there's some corners that are not all the way glued down. We're going to smear some fuchsia paint on there, because it's fuchsia. I like fuchsia. And it seemed to go pretty well with all of these, so I thought, yeah, we'll just use that, and then we're just going to finger paint it, because, you know, it's a nice thin layer, and, you know, adds a little something. Should I say je ne sais quoi? No, here's the corners. So we're using art glitter glue. It's you know, that and Aleene's original tacky glue. They're my favorites. They both are. I like this one for the fine tip and lightweight stuff, and I like my tacky glue for bigger, heavier stuff. Okay? It doesn't have to be really big. It just be heavier, like cardstock or something like that. Anyways, just checking on our corners. I'm happy. They're secured. Secure. Let's pat them and look at them. They dry? Yeah, they're kind of dry. Straighten them out. Oh, let's use a stencil. This particular one is from istencils, and I don't know who it's by. Oh, there is a list of ingredients in the description box below the video. Say it with me now, y'all. Click on the phrase "show more" to see more information, like a list of ingredients, including the name of that there stencil. Okay. And that's some modeling paste, and I'm real sure it's a package that well, actually, because it has the label on it, y'all, that I got on clearance when my local one of my local Michaels was closing, and they had everything, like, you know, not 100% off. That would just be ridiculous. How do you pay tax on 100% off? Anyway, I think it was 80% off, and so it's a little drier, and I have since squished some distilled water in there to hopefully, you know, it won't totally dry up and I lose my $2. Anywho, I thought, let's put a glaze coat of fuchsia all over everything. And the modeling paste is dry. Excuse me, y'all. Like I said, I like my layers to dry in between, usually, not always. And if I don't let them dry, I tell you, I didn't let it dry because I wanted it to smoosh together pretty good, okay? But anyway, it's dry. And we're putting on a pretty good juicy layer. Now, because it's got a couple of coats matte medium on there, it's not going to readily absorb per se, but it's going to fill in some cracks. And now we have a dampish baby wipe, and we're just kind of wiping over the surface. We're not rubbing, we're just kind of wiping over the surface to take some of the excess off, not access, because that's how you get in and out of a door. You access it, but you excess is where you take away what you don't need, which is what we just did. And I I'd already pre-laid some of this stuff out because y'all don't need to waste 5 hours of your time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Watching me try to figure out what I'm going to put on said tacks. No, I don't know how long I fiddled with it. Anyway, so we've kind of got it pre-guesstimated what we're going to do. And I'm putting this back stuff on. Again, collagen. And I put a coat on the bottom and then a coat on the back. And the only time you shouldn't do that is if you're using tissue paper or napkins. Okay, maybe some other really, really light papers. You don't want to put it on the back first because then it'll just tear up on you, y'all. You just got to experiment on your own. Figure out what works best for you. So we're going to set this piece aside, right? Right, okay. And I want to use paper doll, but I only want the one paper doll. Okay? Do I have a lot of paper dolls? Yes. Could I have found a single lady paper doll? Double yes. I wanted that lady. Why? I don't know. Because sometimes, when I'm flipping through ephemera and stuff, and I'd be like, that's the one. She wants on there. It's our turn. It's saying she's got to be on there. So I cut her out. That we're going to save the other lady. Will we ever use the other lady? Probably. I don't know. Not today. So I'm going to ink around the edges. Y'all got fancy sometimes today. Or that day today. Bless my heart. It's always today, isn't it? Tomorrow's going to be today, too, when we get there. Quote me. Anyways. Excuse me for clearing my throat. So we inked around her with black archival, list of ingredients in the box below. Now we got these butterflies. These are Tim Holtz's butterflies. They're from Layers Botanicals, okay, which is really a bunch of flowers, but it's got butterflies in there too. Or moths, I don't know, whatever the stink they are, people. And I thought, I love these two. Both of them. Oh, and they ended up looking so stinking good, y'all. So I cut the feelers off, antennae, because y'all know I like using the black thread for the antenna. You could use gold or blue or green or whatever color you want for your antennae, y'all. But I left the heads on there. And I'm just going to take and kind of smooshel up in the middle-ish. Now, don't worry about the length just yet, okay? Because sometimes you need more length so you can handle stuff. Okay, and you trim it down later, because once you trim it down, it's done, or you have to put glue another piece on there. So I found a little piece of paper, just tore off a little piece of paper, and we're going to cover up that part of the antenna on the back. It's on the back. Ain't nobody won't ever see it unless they pull it apart. Don't pull it apart. And that way it will help reinforce the thread to stay on there. Okay, and it might be just a little fiddly, but it's okay, y'all. I love to thread antennas. I'm just saying, cause it's true. So now we gotta let that dry. Like now what? I don't know. So these tags aren't necessarily being piecemealed in a natural order because there's drying time, y'all. Did I mention that? I don't think I show y'all the heat gun anymore. But this little girl, she needs wings, and we're using the Tim Holtz transparent wings. This sounds like a Tim Holtz commercial, but it is not. It's not sponsored or nothing by nobody. Okay, these are all things I purchased. And this is where I fiddled around. I'm like, I want green. Put a little green on dress. Do I want that green? So I set it aside. I'm going to put a little rouge on her. Put a little lipstick on her. Where's my other lady? Put some little rouge on lipstick on her too. Now that's a little tiny thing. I don't remember the name of it. But it's just a little stick. That might be the name of it. Stix. S-T-I-X. I don't know. Sounds like a band to me. And it has a little felt tip like pointy end on it. It's like a felt tip pen. Okay, and you use it with your inks. So I put it on autofocus so maybe we can see the makeup on them. Because see, they kind of got makeup on them now. Now we're going to do the green. And I'm like, I don't think I want olive green. Especially since I don't have one of those little sticky things to color in the bottom part of her dress. Can you tell? in real life you can tell. Can you tell on camera? I don't know. And any day, I'm telling you, I will turn that autofocus back out because it does that woo, woo. Got a weird thing. Pretty. Oh, she's so stinking cute. And I thought, well, we need to make her scarf match the bottom part of her dress. Not that you can even tell except in real life. I could tell. Could I tell? I can tell in the pictures. So if I could tell in the pictures, then I could have told in real life. Idiots. Yeah, and you do have to let that dry momentarily because, you know, the paper dolls, a lot of this store-bought ephemera, most of it, if not all, has a slight coating on it, so it can smear off some stuff. Now, for her, I'm going around her with the brown koi marker brush thing. I don't think it's permanent. I think it's like a watercolor, y'all. Okay? Probably pretty sure. So, but I want it brown. Why do I want brown? Because I want it brown on her. I want black on the other lady and brown on the little girl. Okay? Okay. So we're squared up on that. Now we're going to put her wings on it, and I really like using glossy accents to attach the plasticky stuff. Okay? So we'd wait forever for that to drip through. That's why some of that video was cut out, because you ain't nobody got time for that either. So now we're positioning her wing. I cut it apart so they could go just a little further apart. Okay, look like they're, yeah. So now she's got to dry forever. Now, like I said, I already sort of laid it out, and I took a picture because I'm like, oh gosh, I'll never remember how to do that. Well, maybe I will, maybe I won't. But we took a picture anyway. So, trying to pull up the picture, piddling around somewhere, doing something, getting some matte medium because we're going to collage a piece of paper down. Where's it at again? Yeah, that's probably about right. Now we'll jump up there and tell you right away. As I was taking the photos, I realized she was just floating in air, so I drove. Oh my gosh, where are my words, people? Turn the dictionary. So I scribbled probably a charcoal pencil under her. Okay. This is a sticker. It's a sticker bought ephemera through Amazon. Don't know the link. Don't know. Sticker ephemera stamps, y'all. Through the Amazons. Late night on sleeping medication purchase. Probably, I'm sure. I don't know where that. Yeah. We're going to stick with that. And then I'm like, oh no, I want her to be between that back piece of paper and under the stamp, and then I have another piece of paper on top of the stamp. So I had to stick my release paper back under there so it wouldn't stick down while it dried it, because I needed to dry. We were still waiting for her wings to dry. So we use our original tacky glue on the back of her, and we're smooshing it all around with our finger. But we're not getting it on the wings, because remember, these are translucent wings, which you could see some of that. Although original tacky glue dries clear, I still didn't want to take the chance of having any smooshy looking stuff. Y'all know I have issues with seeing glue glops on stuff. It's my thing, or not my thing. So I'm going to put some glue on the back of the sticker stamp. Okay, I use glue because I want to make sure it sticks. Not all stickers stay stuck. So we set that aside and let that dry, forever. No heat gun. And now we're moving back to this lady, and as you may see, I sewed around her. Did I say that already? I don't know. Looks like I sewed around the tag, not her, the tag. Now we're going to ink. We're going to use garden patina because it's like my favorite. Just saying. Excuse me. Golly. So I thought I better put my stamp on the back before I get too bumpy on the front. It doesn't work with everything. So and put my APG Jamie stamp back here. I had a different one made, y'all. It's not real different. It still says APG Jamie, but it's a little different. I thought, well, I really need a garden patina pen, but I don't have one, so I just used that one, and I wrote the year on there, which at the time was 2021, the time of this voiceover, even though it's an oldish kind of video. Gosh, don't mow the yard again before you voice over. I probably will. Note to self. Won't matter. So we're sticking her down, and at one point, see, I had to find some words because I went to my word box. Y'all know I got a video on that somewhere somehow. Word box. As a poet, we like words. We sometimes catch them and write them down. Sometimes we use them in poems, and sometimes we just print them out and use them on junk. I almost forgot to repunch that hole that we covered up, and I thought, oh, wait. We have some hole reinforcers that we made back before the studio issue, so it was a long time ago. Not that long. Anyway, I'm like, yeah, that's beautiful. I love it. Where'd the words go? I don't know. Put them over here. Put them over there. So we stick them on, and we did go around the words with the black archival ink. I don't think you saw that part, but anyway. Yeah, okay, that's good. Ta-da! Now we're going back to our butterflies, and we're going to turn 2 butterflies into 1-ish. Okay? And I only had 1 black hole reinforcer left, so I went ahead and moved it to the end so it'd be easier to get to should I happen to need that. Because, I have plenty. I can make hole reinforcers anytime I was thinking one. Stamp in the back, put in here, and gluing on the hole reinforcer. I used black this time because I thought it looked more better. Now that black thing around the right side is a zipper. I cut it off of something. I don't know what I cut it off of. Doesn't really matter, but I cut it off. So this back butterfly, the big one, is going flat. Okay, except I'm going to have to bump his wing up to go around that zipper right there because it's like, yeah, it didn't like that. So, now here's my pop dots. I'm not using the pop dots. I use the scraps from the dots because, I paid for it. It doesn't matter that it only cost me $0.25 originally when I probably bought this package like 1,000,000 years ago. But it's mine and I paid for it and I'm going to use it like that, okay? Because I want just that kind of middle portion-ish to be kind of stuck. But I want to glue down the antenna threads. Okay, so I put just a little thin line of glue and directing my antennas in the way I want them to go. Trimming these off before I glued them down. They're mostly kind of the same length. Don't get a measuring tape, whatever you do. Now I put this glue on there and I'm like, oh shit, I meant to bump around my wings so that we've got, see, it's kind of got a bump in it. So it's popped up in the middle, but there's still a bump on the wings. Oh, it looks so flipping cool. I think one of the pictures I got is where I thought, dang, that's cool looking. Maybe we'll remember to do that again another time. I don't know. Those, I don't think I glued down that thread antenna. Okay? Maybe I did. I don't know. Did forget to ink around it. And it's like, sometimes this would be so much easier if you would remember sooner to do this fancy stuff, like inking around junk, okay? And not junk. It's good stuff, y'all. So, anyway, only 2 days left in the video. I like to update you now and again on, our time. So now we're going to glue. We're going to collage. That's a fancy word for sticking this down with matte medium, okay? I know a lot of people use Mod Podge, and that's fine. You can use Mod Podge. I like the way Mod Podge smells, but I don't like the way it reacts in my heat and humidity down here in this part of Texas, okay? Now, you should wait for it to dry before you trim it off because paper can get kind of weird when it's wet-ish, damp-ish, but I didn't. I'm like, no, just hurry up and get it done, y'all. I don't know what I thought that day, but anyway. It was probably something around those lines because, that's my average thought process. And I didn't like the sharp, pointy corner, so we rounded that. Now we're going to ink. where we rounded off the inked edge. She's so stinking cute. Glue her down. Which way? I don't know. I don't know. When I put stuff on crooked, I want it to really look crooked so that it looks like it was on purpose and not an accident. So I pulled off a darker hole reinforcer because I thought it looked more butter. Yeah. And then we're going to ink around this one. Hopefully I don't have ink on my thumb that I'm putting everywhere. Because sometimes the ink can stick to you like that. Okay. So cute. Now what do we do? Oh, we have to stamp the back of this one. Because it's important that you see me stamp every one of them. Okay. No, it is. Cereal. Okay. I think. Oh, now we decided, we're going to put some black ink in it because it just does this little extra something when you double ink like that. See how the garden patina comes up over the edge? Okay? And then the black ink is right on the edge. Thanks, Rach. I learned that from Rach like a million years ago. Then we have to wipe our ink off. And I thought, I forgot to put the threads and the fibers in the tag holes because these are tags, y'all. In case you forgot. You're watching APG Jamie, by the way, as well. Ta-da! She's so pretty. I did not put a shadow around her. At one point I thought about it. Did I think about it? I probably thought about it. I'm sure I did. But I do remember going back and putting a charcoal pencil line underneath that girl because she's like floating. But you know, it wouldn't have been a bad thing if she was floating. I mean, she's got wings, right? So she could have floated. She's got wings. Oh, I love that eyelash trim. Ta-da! Montage! Look how cute she is. You can see her little makeup, y'all. Where's the other the double butterfly moth, whatever it is, people, whatever it is. Look at that. Can you see it up there in the middle? Oh, it's so cool. I appreciate each and every one of you. Super. Your kind comments, your likes, your shares, your subscriptions, you know the drill. Thanks for watching, and happy arting, y'all.